Welcome to my channel. Let me ask you a question. What if one skill could open every door in your life? Not money, not talent, not even luck. Just one simple skill. English. Sounds strange, right? But stay with me, because I'm not here to sell you a dream. I'm here to tell you a real story. My story. A story that began with fear, silence, and insecurity, and slowly turned into confidence, growth, and freedom. I wasn't born with good English. I didn't grow up speaking it. I struggled. I hesitated. I stayed quiet. I felt like the whole world was speaking, and I was just watching. But something inside me whispered, "You can learn. You can try." And I did. Day by day, word by word. It was slow. It was hard. But every step gave me power. Power to understand people. Power to speak up. Power to connect with the world. English didn't just help me talk. It helped me think differently. It helped me believe in myself. And today, I want to share that with you. Because maybe you feel stuck. Maybe you feel scared. Maybe you've told yourself, "I'm too old, too slow, too late." But I'm here to say, you're not. You're exactly where you need to be. And if you watch till the end of this video, you will see how English changed my life, step by step. And you'll also see how it can change yours. So don't skip. Don't scroll. This video might be the moment your story begins. Because sometimes, one sentence can lead to a new life. Let's begin. Chapter 1. I was shy, silent, and stuck. Before English, my world was small. Not because I didn't have dreams. I had many. I wanted to travel. I wanted to make friends from other countries. I wanted to understand movies, books, and interviews from famous people around the world. I wanted to speak, to express my thoughts, to ask questions, to answer confidently. But there was a problem, a wall, a silence inside me. I didn't know how to say what I felt. I had the ideas, but not the words. In school, I remember sitting in class when the English teacher asked a question. I knew the answer in my language. I even whispered it to myself. But in English, my mind froze. My hands felt cold. My heart beat fast. I looked down at my notebook, hoping the teacher wouldn't see me. And even if she did, I had only one hope. Please don't ask me to speak, because I couldn't. I was too scared. At that time, I thought English was just a subject in school, just another book to memorize. I didn't know it was a bridge to people, places, and new ideas. I didn't know it would one day change my entire life. But in those early days, all I felt was shame. When I heard people talking in English, fluently, easily, I felt like an outsider. I used to watch YouTube videos, but I didn't understand. I used to open books, but I closed them after 2 pages. And online? Forget it. Social media, courses, jobs, podcasts, everything useful was in English. It felt like the whole world had moved forward, and I was standing still. One day, my cousin came to visit us. He had just returned from studying abroad. He spoke English confidently. He made jokes. He explained things clearly. Everyone listened to him. Even my father said, "Look how well he speaks. That's the power of English." That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept hearing that sentence. That's the power of English. And I asked myself, what do they have that I don't? Are they smarter? More lucky? More talented? No. They just tried when I stayed silent. I realized I was missing so many chances because of fear. I avoided speaking. I didn't ask questions in class. I didn't apply for internships. I didn't talk to people online. I always told myself, maybe next year, maybe after I learn more. But next year never came, and more was never enough. The worst moment came during a group presentation. We had to speak in front of class. Everyone had their part. Mine was small, just 2 sentences. But when it was my turn, I couldn't speak. I froze. I stared at my paper. I was sweating. Someone behind me laughed. The teacher waited, then quietly said, "It's okay. We'll move on." I felt broken. That day, I sat alone during lunch. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I felt stupid, weak, like I didn't belong. But then, something strange happened. I opened my phone. I searched how to learn English speaking at home, and I found a video, a simple one. The person said, "You don't need perfect grammar. You just need courage." That line hit me. Courage, not perfection. That was the moment something changed inside me. The shame became a reason to begin. The fear became fuel, because I was tired of hiding, tired of watching others grow while I stayed stuck. I told myself, I may be shy now, but not forever. I may be silent today, but I will speak. I will learn. And maybe that's why you're watching this video right now. Maybe you're like I was. Maybe your mind is full of dreams, but your mouth is full of silence. Maybe you've been waiting for the perfect time to learn English. But here's the truth. There's no perfect time. There's only this moment. And this moment can be the first step, just like it was for me. So don't worry if you're stuck now. I was too. But I didn't stay stuck. And you won't either. Chapter 2. The day I decided to change my story. I remember the exact day. It wasn't special. It wasn't my birthday or a holiday. It was just a normal evening. The sky was dark, and I was sitting alone in my room. My phone was in my hand. I was scrolling through videos, watching people from different countries speak fluent English. They looked confident, relaxed, happy. And I thought to myself, why not me? What do they have that I don't? And for the first time, I didn't make an excuse. I didn't say, I'll start tomorrow. I didn't say, I'm not ready. I just whispered to myself, I will learn English. Not a wish, not a dream, a decision, a real decision, a promise to myself. I didn't know where to begin. I had no expensive courses, no private teacher, no perfect plan. But I had a phone, I had the internet, and I had the desire to change my story. That night, I went to YouTube. I typed "Easy English for Beginners." I found a video. A woman was teaching simple phrases like, "How are you?" and "My name is." She was smiling. Her voice was clear. I didn't understand everything, but I understood enough to feel something. Hope. I turned on subtitles. I watched that one video 3 times, first with subtitles, then again copying her voice, and one more time, just listening. Then, something strange happened. I stood up. I looked into the mirror, and I said, "Hello, my name is..." It was awkward. My mouth didn't move naturally, but I smiled. Because that was my first real sentence, out loud, in English. And it felt amazing. That one small sentence made me feel strong, not perfect, not fluent, just strong. From that day, I made a rule for myself. 10 minutes of English every day. No excuses. I didn't have a perfect schedule. I didn't study for hours. I just made it simple and honest. 10 minutes of listening. 10 minutes of speaking. Some days I watched English cartoons. Some days I watched motivational speakers. Sometimes I just listened to music and tried to understand one line. I repeated what they said. I paused the video. I copied their voice. I didn't care if it was slow. I didn't care if I made mistakes. I just kept going. My favorite thing was shadowing. I would play a short video clip and repeat everything the speaker said, word by word. I didn't understand every word, but I understood the feeling. I learned the rhythm, the tone, the emotion. At night, I started talking to myself in English. Simple sentences like, "I am tired." "I like this food." "I want to sleep." I said them out loud. I didn't worry about grammar. I just spoke. I also started reading short English stories with audio. I listened. I read. I repeated. Over and over. I used subtitles. I used the pause button. I became my own teacher. And slowly, something started to happen. One day, I was at a small shop. A tourist came in. He asked the shopkeeper something in English. The shopkeeper didn't understand, but I did. He asked, "Do you have cold water?" And without thinking, I replied, "Yes, this bottle. It's cold." He smiled. He said, "Thank you." And I smiled back. That was it. Just a small moment. But in that small moment, I felt big. For the first time, someone understood my English. Not a teacher, not a video, a real person in the real world. And he smiled. That smile gave me more motivation than any textbook ever did. It told me, you're not just learning, you're living. You're changing your story, one sentence at a time. I want you to know this. You don't need a classroom to learn. You don't need perfect grammar. You don't need to be fast. You just need to begin. even if it's one sentence, even if it's 10 minutes a day. That's how I started. And that's how you can start too. The day I made the decision to change my story was the day everything began. And if you're still watching this video, maybe today is your day. Because the story is yours to write. And now, in Chapter 3, I'll show you how my world began to grow, even when I never left my room. Chapter 3. My world got bigger without leaving my room. When I first started learning English, I thought it was only about speaking, just talking to people, just passing exams, just understanding simple phrases. But I was wrong. English is more than a language. It's a door, a window, a key. And once I opened that door, my small world began to grow. And I didn't even have to leave my room. It all began with one movie. I remember it clearly. It was a weekend. I had nothing to do. So I thought, let me try to watch a full movie in English. I chose a simple film, kids' movie, with subtitles. I didn't understand everything, but I caught a few words. I paused when I needed. I repeated the lines, and something amazing happened. By the end of the movie, I felt proud, because for the first time, I wasn't just watching, I was understanding. That moment changed everything. I realized I could experience the world through English. I didn't need to buy a plane ticket. I didn't need to leave my country. I could explore cultures, emotions, and people right from my small room with my headphones on and my heart open. After that, I started watching more. Movies, shows, YouTube channels, all in English. I watched cooking videos, travel vlogs, interviews, and motivational speeches. I didn't understand every word, but every word I did understand made me stronger, more confident, more connected. Then I found podcasts. At first, they were difficult. No video, just sound, just voices. But slowly, I began to love them. I listened while walking, while cleaning, while lying in bed. And I realized something. I wasn't just learning English. I was learning how people think. I was learning their stories, their problems, their ideas. I started reading too. Not big books, just small articles, simple stories. I used apps like LingQ and websites with English news for beginners. One day, I read an article about space. Another day about happiness. Another day about different cultures. And I thought, wow, I'm learning things I never thought I would. All because I can read in English now. But the biggest moment came when I made my first international friend. It started on a language exchange app. I was nervous. I typed slowly. I used a dictionary. I made grammar mistakes. But the person I was chatting with didn't laugh. He said, "You're doing great." We talked about music, movies, dreams, and food. He was from Brazil. I was from Pakistan. But in that moment, we weren't from different places. We were just two learners, two humans, connected through one language, English. That feeling was magic. I thought English was just for school or jobs. But now I saw that English was for connection. It was for friendship. It was for understanding. And I want you to know this. You don't need to travel the world to grow. You don't need a passport to expand your mind. You need a language, a bridge, a way to reach out and be reached. English gave me that bridge. I started understanding jokes in movies. I laughed with characters from different countries. I listened to people who lived on the other side of the world. And the crazy part? Their problems were like mine. Their dreams were like mine. Their fears were like mine. It made me feel less alone. It made me feel connected. And slowly, my confidence grew. I started leaving comments on English videos. I joined online communities for English learners. I even helped someone who was more beginner than me. And they thanked me. Imagine that. Me, helping someone in English. That's when I realized this is not just about learning. This is about becoming. Becoming someone who listens better. Someone who understands more. Someone who belongs to the world, not just one corner of it. And if you're watching this video, I want to remind you, you don't need a big room or fancy things. You just need your phone, your heart, and your curiosity. Because English is not just a subject. It's a journey that can take you to places you've never seen, to friendships you've never had, to thoughts you've never thought. So stay with me. Because in the next chapter, I'll show you how I went from listening to speaking, and how my voice, once silent, finally found its power. Chapter 4. I started speaking, and everything changed. I spent many months learning English in silence, watching, reading, listening. I knew more words. I understood sentences. I could follow a movie or podcast, but something was still missing. My voice. I was learning, yes, but I wasn't speaking. I was still afraid. Afraid of saying it wrong. Afraid of being laughed at. Afraid of freezing, forgetting, or failing. But one morning, something inside me shifted. I looked in the mirror and asked myself, what are you waiting for? Was I waiting to become perfect? That would never happen. Was I waiting for a native speaker to magically appear and help me? That was not going to happen either. So I decided, again, like I did on the day I began, to take action. And this time, the action was speaking. I started with something small. I stood in front of the mirror and said, "Good morning. My name is... I feel happy today." It was simple, but my heart was beating fast. I looked at my mouth. I watched the shape of the words, and I smiled. Because for the first time, I wasn't just learning English. I was living it. From that day, I created a new habit. Every morning, I spoke to myself in English. Simple things. I'm going to the kitchen now. I like this song. This tea is hot. That may sound silly, but it worked. It trained my brain to think in English. It made English a part of my day, not just my studies. Then I started recording myself. I used my phone's voice recorder. I would pick a topic like my daily routine or my favorite food and speak for 30 seconds. I didn't care if it was wrong. I just spoke. And then I listened. I heard my own mistakes. I laughed at myself sometimes. But I also heard progress. At first, I hated my voice. It sounded strange in English. But the more I listened, the more I got used to it. And one day, I listened and thought, this isn't bad. This is me. Then I discovered tools that helped me speak more. I found apps that gave me daily speaking tasks. One app asked, describe your room in English. Another asked, what would you do with $1 million? These questions made me think, made me talk, made me grow. I also started talking to AI chatbots. Yes, like me. I'd write short sentences. Sometimes I'd copy what the chatbot said. Sometimes I'd try to answer in voice. I wasn't afraid of being judged. That was the best part. No shame, no fear, no pressure. Just practice. And slowly, everything changed. One day, I was walking in a park. I saw a man taking photos. He looked confused, trying to find something on Google Maps. He looked like a tourist. So I walked over and asked, do you need help? He said, yes, thank you. I'm looking for the museum. I showed him the way. He smiled and said, your English is good. And just like that, a spark, a smile, a compliment. That one sentence gave me more confidence than any test score ever could. After that, I didn't stop. I spoke English every day. To myself, to apps, to friends online, even to strangers when I had the chance. And something amazing happened. I stopped fearing mistakes. Because I realized mistakes don't make you weak. They make you better. Every time I said something wrong, I learned. Every time someone corrected me, I improved. And every time I tried again, I grew braver. I used to think, people will laugh at me. But now I think, people will learn with me. Because English is not about being perfect. It's about being understood, being open, being willing to try. So here's what I want you to do. Start talking, right now. Look around your room. Describe what you see. Say what you're doing. Say what you're feeling. Use simple words. Repeat them. Record yourself. Listen to it. It doesn't have to be long. It just has to be honest. And if you're afraid, remember, so was I. My first English conversation was short, just a few words, but it felt powerful. Because it was mine. I didn't wait for the perfect moment. I created it. And you can too. So speak. Speak when you wake up. Speak while walking. Speak while brushing your teeth. Because every sentence makes you stronger. Every mistake teaches you something. And one day someone will say to you, wow, your English is good. And you will smile, just like I did, because you'll know I earned this. And that, my friend, is when everything starts to change. Now, in the next chapter, I'll show you how speaking English didn't just change my voice. It changed who I was. Chapter 5. New Confidence. New Identity. When I first started learning English, I only wanted to pass exams. Just understand the news. Just reply to a message. But I didn't know what English was really going to give me. I thought I was learning a skill. But what I got was a new version of myself. Yes, I learned how to speak. I learned how to understand movies, write emails, and talk to strangers. But something deeper began to change. Not outside, inside. My thoughts, my voice, my confidence. Before English, I was quiet, not just in class, but in life. I didn't raise my hand. I didn't share my opinion. Even when I had ideas, I stayed silent because I didn't believe anyone wanted to hear me. But the more I learned English, the more I started to feel something new, something strong. I started expressing myself. I wasn't perfect, but I was real. I said what I felt. I started telling my own story. And for the first time in my life, people listened. They didn't care about my accent. They didn't care if I made a grammar mistake. They cared because I was honest, and I was trying. And slowly, I started speaking with pride. My first job interview was the scariest moment. I was nervous. My English was still simple, but I had practiced every day. I prepared answers. I spoke slowly, clearly, with confidence. At the end, the interviewer said, "Your English is good, but more than that, your attitude is strong." And guess what? I got the job. That compliment stayed with me. Not because someone praised my English, but because someone saw my growth, my courage, the new version of me. After that, everything changed. I started applying for more opportunities. I started volunteering in online programs. I joined English-speaking discussion groups. I met people from different cities, different countries. Some became friends, some became mentors, and some, I helped them with their English. Imagine that. Me, the quiet one, helping others find their voice. That's when I realized I didn't just learn English. I became someone new, from insecure to expressive, from confused to confident, from scared to powerful. And here's something important. I didn't wait for English to make me confident. I used English to build my confidence. I didn't become brave first and then start speaking. I started speaking and then became brave. Each word gave me strength. Each sentence gave me freedom. And each small win gave me belief in myself. I remember once in class, the teacher asked for a volunteer to present. Before English, I would never raise my hand. I'd look away, pray not to be chosen. But this time, I raised my hand. My heart was beating fast. My legs were shaking. But I stood up. I spoke for just 2 minutes. And when I finished, the teacher said, "You've improved so much." That moment, those 4 words, changed everything for me. You've improved so much. Not just in English, in life, in how I carry myself, in how I walk into a room, in how I talk to others. I stopped hiding. I started living. English opened the door, but I walked through it. And I want you to know, the same can happen for you. You might be thinking, I'm just a beginner. You might feel nervous, shy, or unsure. But behind that fear, there is a stronger version of you, a louder version, a brighter one. And English is the tool that helps you bring that person out. I don't care if your English is broken. I care if your spirit is strong, because that's what the world needs. Not perfect English, but real, passionate people who are ready to grow. English helped me dream bigger. It helped me meet people I never would have met. It helped me believe that I can do more than I ever imagined. And most of all, it helped me believe in myself. That's the real power of learning a language. It's not just about grammar or vocabulary. It's about confidence, identity, transformation. And if I can find that through English, you can too. In the next chapter, I'll share how your story can begin, because now it's not just about me. It's about you, your first step, your daily practice, your voice. Let's talk about your turn, because now it's time. Chapter 6. Your turn. This is where your story begins. If you've made it this far, let me tell you something important. You are not just watching a video. You are standing at the edge of your own transformation. This is your moment. This is your first step. This is where your story begins. I've shared my journey with you, from fear to confidence, from silence to speaking, from feeling small to becoming someone who believes in themselves. But this video is not just about me. It's about you, because you are exactly where I was. Maybe you're afraid to speak. Maybe you think your English is too bad. Maybe you've tried before and stopped. Maybe you feel stuck, lost, or too late. But I'm here to tell you the truth. You are not too late. You are right on time. You don't need perfect English. You need brave English. And you don't need to know everything. You just need to begin. Start small. Don't try to do everything in one day. Begin with 10 minutes. That's all. Just 10 minutes a day can change your life. 10 minutes to listen. 10 minutes to read. 10 minutes to speak. You can do it in the morning, while brushing your teeth, while walking, while eating. You don't need silence. You don't need a classroom. You just need intention. Here are a few free tools I used, and you can use them too. YouTube. Search for English for Beginners, English Conversation Practice, or Easy English Stories. Use subtitles. Copy what they say. Pause and repeat. Voice recorder app. Speak one sentence a day. Record yourself. Then listen. You will hear your own progress. Language exchange apps, like Hello Talk or Tandem. Chat with real people around the world. Practice without pressure. ChatGPT or any AI assistant. Ask questions. Practice short conversations. Even talk to me here. I won't judge your grammar. I'll support your growth. Simple story apps. Read short English stories every day. Start with children's stories. Easy words. Big confidence. But here's the real truth. The best tool is your own voice. Talk to yourself in English. Say what you're doing. I am drinking tea. I feel tired today. I will try again tomorrow. These small sentences seem simple, but they are powerful. They are the start of something great. You already have the power. You just need to use it. Don't wait for someone to push you. Push yourself, because no one will do it for you. But you don't have to do it alone. You are not alone. Thousands, maybe millions of people are just like you, learning, trying, struggling, and growing. And if you take the first step, I promise you, the second step gets easier. Then the third. Then the fourth. One day, you'll look back, and you won't believe how far you've come. I still remember the day I said my first sentence in English out loud. It was just one sentence, but that one sentence changed my brain. It told me, I can do this. And now, I'm telling you, you can do this too. You don't need the perfect accent. You don't need a big vocabulary. You don't need to wait for someday. You need today. So here's what I want you to do right now. Say one sentence in English out loud. Don't be shy. Just say it. Write one sentence in the comments. Something simple. Something honest. I will speak English. Or, this is my first step. Or even, I'm scared, but I'm ready. Take one small action. Open a video. Open a book. Open your mouth. Because the real journey doesn't begin when you watch a video. It begins when you act on it. Watching is easy. Scrolling is easy. But change, real change, starts with one brave moment. This is yours. I believe in you. And not because I'm trying to be nice. I believe in you because I was you. And if I did it, so can you. Your voice matters. Your English matters. Your story matters. This is your time. This is your turn. So don't stop here. Say something. Do something. Be someone. Because this small step, it could be the beginning of the biggest chapter in your life. And I'll be here, cheering for you, every step of the way. Now go. Your English journey has just begun. Now it's your turn. You listened to my story. Every fear, every step, every change. But this video isn't just about me. It's about you. Your English journey is not some faraway goal. It begins right now, not tomorrow, not someday, today. So please, don't just scroll to the next video. Don't forget this moment. Do something brave. Write one sentence in English in the comments below. Just one. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be real. Say, I will speak. Say, I'm learning. Say, this is my first step. Even if you say, I don't know what to say. Say that. Because every comment is a step forward, and I will read it. I will support you. You are not alone on this journey. Also, don't forget to like this video if it helped you. Subscribe to the channel if you want more support and more learning. And share this with one friend who needs courage, just like you did. Because we're not just learning English together. We're building confidence. We're building connection. We're building a new life, one word at a time. So, what's your first word going to be? Write it below. I'm waiting to read it.